nationally. Heating a home with natural gas could cost an extra 25% and 11% for electric. But the steepest hike is on heating oil, which is expected to rise 45%, squeezing roughly 5 million households.
You can't go food shopping and get oil. What's one or the other?
This winter, the federal government is distributing $4.5 billion to help families pay their bills through the Low-Income Home Energy Assistance Program.
And now, your Storm Center 7 forecast with meteorologist Robert Gauthreaux III.
Robert, we both spent some time out there in the cold. I'm not looking forward to spending any more time out there. It was chilly out there tonight.
No, we're very lucky to have a very warm studio to come to. Yeah, I know, my job is hard. I got to go out there in the cold for about, 2 minutes and then come back in here. But I get to play with frozen t-shirts, and you'll get to play with a lot of cold air this weekend because it's going to be cold. Now, it's going to feel a lot more like Christmas, especially in Springboro, where you do have Christmas in Springboro this weekend, so at least it'll feel cold. You may even be lucky enough to see a stray flurry or two as you move throughout the week. Well, really Saturday evening there could be the chance of a flurry, but overall really not expecting much snow for the rest of the weekend, not like we saw the last few days, but again, I wouldn't rule out a stray one in the evening. And look at the high tomorrow, 34 degrees, a high of 30 on Sunday. You know what? We've officially even dropped to 19 degrees already this evening, so I had to lower my low temperature tonight because it looks like we're going to get a little bit colder than that. We anticipated a low of 19, but I had to bump it down to 17 here in the last hour or so. Now, high temperatures today only got up to 33 degrees, so we did get above freezing briefly, and we likely will get above freezing, at least in Dayton. You can see some places actually didn't get above freezing at all, so it's going to be a very cold weekend. We're going to see some of the coldest temperatures since early March, especially as we get into Sunday morning. Now, the current temperature in Dayton's 21 at the moment. It did say 19 officially at the airport. Weather Service may come through that and say, well, that's bad data, but at least right now, that we did have an official temperature of 19 degrees so far this evening. Now, you can see other places are in the low 20s. Urbana's already at 19, and you do see a lot of blue here. Most of this is likely other things that the radar is picking up, although I wouldn't rule out maybe a stray flurry hidden in there somewhere in the blue, especially if you get to this brighter blue, say in northern Miami County really, but overall we're pretty much done with the snow, although like I mentioned, tomorrow you could see a stray flurry in the evening because there is a better chance of snow up toward the north, and a few flurries might scrape our northern counties, but beyond that, pretty quiet. And that's where we really have been seeing a lot of the snow, one toward our north. And then we've also been talking about Buffalo, where in the last 2 days, you can see they've seen over 2 feet of snow just in the last 2 days in this pink color right here, but really around Hamburg, just south of Buffalo, and it stretches out into the lake. And again, I wouldn't be surprised if there's some locally higher areas, even above 2 feet, and it's still coming. So the cloud cover, well, you saw a lot of cloud cover here over the last several hours and a lot of the snow as well. With the snow falling at least across the southwestern part of our state, it's pretty much faded. Now, looking at some clear skies for the most part, although Saturday evening you do see some cloud cover coming in, and this is what I'm talking about as far as the flurries. Most of the snow is likely going to stay up in Michigan, but I wouldn't be surprised if a couple flurries try and make their way down to the south, probably not all the way to Dayton, but it really is a really quiet Saturday. And then as we move into Sunday, quiet as well, just cold. Now take a look at the temperatures. I told you I lowered the low to 17 degrees because we've already hit 19. It really dropped pretty fast. So I'm looking at a low of 16 on Sunday. That's likely going to be the coldest day. We do actually warm up a little bit and at least become seasonable once we get closer toward Thanksgiving. Now on Thanksgiving, I know you see a thunderbolt there. It does look like we'll see some showers late in the evening, but most of your Thanksgiving does look dry.
Robert, thank you. 2 thieves caught on camera stealing from Paycor Stadium, what they took into the late-night heist.